Welcome everyone, this is Master's Joke, also Master's Joke 75 on Instagram. So this was sad news that I actually did read it in the local Hertfordshire newspapers just before Christmas, but I was so ill I couldn't report it. But basically stages 7, 8 and 9, I mean these are the remaining original stages from Elstree Studios are due to be demolished at the end of this month. Now, these stages were used in the original Star Wars trilogy, especially I believe stage 7 was Jabba's palace. So the majority of the Jabba's throne room was stage 7, but the other stages 8 and 9 were also used for the majority of the Jabba's palace scenes for Return of the Jedi, and it's just so sad that these studios have to be demolished. I mean, it's been Elstree has got such a sad history. I mean, during the canon days when Superman 4, if you follow my channel, it's quite close to my heart because it was filmed in Milton Keynes, which is just down the road from where I live. But also the Kent farm in Baldock is literally just down the road from my house. But yeah, Canon sold. I mean, it was Elstree used to be 26 acres, and this was after obviously after the original trilogy were filmed, but it was 26 acres, and Canon ended up selling Elstree Studios to Brent Walker in the early 90s, who then sold off loads of it for development, including Tesco's. There's a massive Tesco's and car parking in Borehamwood, Elstree. And literally, if you walk into Tesco's, I mean, I've been there many times. But if you go into Tesco's, the actual store itself, that is where the purpose-built George Lucas stage, I believe it was stage 6, was situated, and that's where the Millennium Falcon was, Battle of Hoth. That is all there. So all that history. I mean, the studios are gone, but the history remains, and to me, Elstree will always be the home of Star Wars. But so much of Elstree went in the 90s when it was sold off for the redevelopment. I mean, they lost the back lot, and the back lot was also used for Indiana Jones. Especially, I remember when they were filming. The scene in Temple of Doom. I mean, there was all of the Indiana Jones films up to the Last Crusade were filmed at Elstree, but I remember the scene at the end of Temple of Doom when they're on the big massive rope bridge, and Indy cuts it, and the scene where the actual bridge is just hanging there, and Indy's trying to climb up it, and Mola Ram's after him, and he's got the stones out of his bag, and he burns Mola Ram's hand, and he falls into the water and gets eaten by the crocodiles. That scene was filmed on the back lot at Elstree. So it is really really sad that that happened. But luckily the community came together, and Elstree was saved by Hertsmere Council. I actually went for a job at Hertsmere Council. This was this was back in, it must have been 2010, which is when I met my now wife, who lived all her life in Borehamwood. So I know Borehamwood quite well because when we first started going out, when we were young, free and healthy, we used to go running around the Borehamwood area because that's where she lived, that's where her flat was, and we used to go running around the old EastEnders set. I think Holby City was also, I mean, you've got Casualty, that was filmed somewhere else. I can't remember whereabouts, somewhere else in England, but Holby City was filmed at the BBC Studios. We used to run past there, you could see the ambulances, and sometimes you could see some filming. But I know Borehamwood really well, but to me it's the home of Star Wars. But stages 7, 8 and 9, they're the last remaining, well, they're some of the last remaining stages that were used for Star Wars, Indiana Jones, also The Shining as well. That was filmed there as well. I mean, stage 7, it was also used for like the Lars Homestead kitchen from A New Hope on Tatooine. Obi-Wan's home, his kind of hovel where he gives Luke his lightsaber, which just blows me away that's where that was filmed. I mean, it's mad. I mean, you know, I haven't been to I saw Galaxy's Edge being built in Orlando, but I've not been there because obviously the pandemic happened. I got banned from America. I just never went back. But there's so much Star Wars, Indiana Jones movie history there. And I mean, currently stage 9 is being used to film The Chase. And I do like The Chase, I've got to be honest, with Bradley Walsh. But I mean, basically what's happened is Hertsmere Council don't really have any choice. They attempted to replace a door on one of the studios back in, I think it was 2022, and they discovered asbestos. But then, unfortunately, they also discovered there was issues with the concrete as well. So I mean, if you've seen the news within the last few months, a lot of schools have been closed because of the older rack concrete, which is only supposed to last about 30 years, and that's what the studios, these particular studios were made of, and they're just not safe anymore. So although a bit of history is going to disappear, the memories are still there, and Hertsmere Council are going to rebuild the studios. A lot of investment is going on at Elstree Studios, which is great. But for me, it'll always be the home of Star Wars. Forget about Galaxy's Edge or Hollywood. Elstree is the home of Star Wars, and as I've mentioned before, I've done videos in the past. You've also got Yavin 4 again, just down the road from me. At the sheds. Which also used again in that was in A New Hope, but they also used the Cardington sheds for Rogue One and Rise of Skywalker. Loads and loads of Star Wars history, but just knowing that if you're ever in the area and you go in, you pop into Tesco's, just know that there used to be the Millennium Falcon, loads of snow speeders and X-wings just sat in that Tesco's. I mean, Hertsmere Council are doing they're doing good work there. They saved it. They actually saved the studios and all the heritage and history. But I just wish they did more in relation to Star Wars and events. I think they do a Star Wars Day in Elstree, but it's not at the studios, and it's not a great event. It's only a little one. I've not been there myself. I've kind of been put off a little bit, if I'm honest, because there's not really much there. I just wish that they made more effort to kind of promote Star Wars and Indiana Jones and the movie history, and make it into almost a little Hollywood. I mean, it could definitely be done. Maybe for the future, but it all costs money. But I just thought I'd share that news with you. It is sad, but the memory goes on. But anyway, that's the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. It lets me know you care, and it also helps the channel. And I'll see you in the next one.